morning, everybody. This is Morning Ritual Live. Uh, there's so much going on.
There's so much happening.
Let's get to. Wait, we don't know how to start the show live either.
Good morning, Gen Con. This is Morning Ritual, which is our TTRPG talk show.
Yep.
We've been doing this for 2 years now.
Oh, boy.
This is our second year at Gen Con, doing this live. We've interviewed folks from all over the TTRPG space, including a couple of the faces you'll see right here. Yeah.
Oh, no, yep. I was just like, but we demanded they come back.
We demanded they come back.
Go ahead.
Listen, this is a Morning Ritual if we don't talk over each other at one point or another.
I was just going to say, for those of you that are new to the show, a couple of things to expect. We do use safety tools to navigate through conversations, and also this is not a PG-13 or PG show. We cuss, so if that's...
We talk about uncomfortable topics sometimes,
yep.
But we make sure that everybody is at least feeling safe and comfortable before they do so. And yeah, we're usually live Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern on twitch.tv/Critical Misses. But you can find us right here at Gen Con all weekend long and right here, right now, live on Gen Con TV.
Heck yeah. And the last thing that I want to do before we introduce all the amazing people that we have with us today is just toss a very special shout out to my friends over at Session Zero Gaming. Thank you very much for the nice shirt that actually fits. It's hard to fit clothes on my big boy body.
Today I'm wearing a romper in honor of our good friend in the production team, Marcus, who is currently in studio trying not to be completely stressed out. We love you.
So let's get to the guests, starting from left to right or right to left. Wait, our sides are switched.
Camera left or
I don't know.
Stage
I'm
left,
panicking.
Stage left or stage right?
Darby, how's it going?
We'll get this sound check out the way. Perfect. Great.
Wild.
Hi, my name is Darby, otherwise known as Chaotic Darby on the internet. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter under that handle. I'm a... How much do I need to say?
Keep going.
What do
I'm
you
a
do?
TTRPG player, streamer, possum, and all-around menace on the internet. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a community manager for We the Tale. I'm a technical admin for TTRPG, spelled TEARTRPG. And yeah, I just kind of do stuff and schmuck around the internet. I use she, her pronouns.
More.
Oh, did I? Oh,
No.
I'm kidding. You want more. Next, we got my good friend, Omnis X. Chris, tell us about yourself.
Hello. My name is Omnis, or you can call me Chris, whichever. You can follow me on Twitch because I stream a lot there, play a lot of games. I do TTRPGs. I am generally just a pretty chill, smooth guy. I don't have all the work accolades yet, but I'm working on it.
Hey, you said yet. That is positive.
Every time you talk, I hear smooth jazz.
And yeah, it's my first time at Gen Con, first time on Morning Ritual, first time being on a panel. So there's a lot of nervousness in the room, or at least not in the room, but in my body. And I'm going to try to not, explode.
Hey, Chris, what are your pronouns?
Oh, my pronouns are he, him, or you can just use any of them because I don't care.
There it is.
All right, let me get out the scroll.
All right, I guess we gotta talk to this one.
Oh, you invited me back.
You threatened me.
I did not.
You
Four
got-
time.
How many?
4 time back to back.
Wait, I think it's actually 5.
I think it might be 5.
It might be 5.
We gotta get you a belt.
I wanted a crown. Anyway, hi, I'm Latia Jaquise. You can find me all across the internet at Latia Jaquise. There's only one of me. Good luck. I am the community relations coordinator at Monty Cook Games. I am a TTRPG writer-designer. I am the co-author of Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep. I play Dahani on Rivals of Waterdeep. I am the DM of the soon-to-becoming A Familiar Quest 2 on the Idle Champions Twitch channel. I told you, it's a scroll. It's too much. I do
work for the rest of us.
I'm trying. I think that's it.
You sure?
No.
Okay. Let's good.
Hi, my name is Brito. You can find me all over the internet at Brito_. The only reason why there's an underscore is because someone took my damn name. But we're not going to talk about it.
If you out there, we on your ass.
I do a lot of streaming, mostly horror games, and I also do TTRPGs as well. You can find me in games here and there, and yeah, that's basically it about me.
All right. And Katie.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm Katie Asaurus, but you can call me Kate. My pronouns are she/they. I am a mental health advocate. I'm a certified sex educator, and my special interest is inclusivity and we'll fix it in post. It's fine. I'll take on a really long morning. It's fine. No, but my area of special interest is fighting for access and recognition for disabled and neurodivergent people in both TTRPG and sex and kink spaces, because the Venn diagram is a stack of pancakes.
Woo! Oh, hell yeah.
So that's
Also, pronouns are she, they. I forgot to say
Pronouns are she, her.
he, they.
She/they.
We did it.
That's as far as we had planned, y'all.
And that's great, everyone.
What happens?
Great, thank you so much for coming.
What happens next is just going to be a cluster. All right. So in every episode of Morning Ritual, we usually have one or two guests. There are set questions that we ask every time people come on, but we have a lot of guests this time. So I kind of want to shotgun through a few of our usual questions, and then somehow we usually end up in a deeper conversation. And I'm going to start with the most controversial question, the earliest. I've asked most of the people at this table this question. Some of them have chosen correctly. Some of them have chosen poorly. And I'm giving them a second chance to not fuck this up.
You can look at it, Darby. Directly at Darby.
When I ask this question again, I really hope that they don't mess up this time.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't bring any.
Oh,
Dang
God.
Oh no! Darby came
In
prepared.
the TTRPG community, there is a silent war
That's not
between
so silent.
It's not so silent.
between two
crunchy
major
war.
factions and one
There's
or
more
a
than
couple
two.
smaller factions of cowards. One section believes that dice are the forbidden candy and that you should crunch on them. You should
Correct.
put them in your mouth and nom 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 on dice. The other side believes that that is dumb. You'll damage your teeth. It's a choking hazard. You'll mess up your beautiful dice. Don't do it. We have asked everyone from the people at this table to Matt Mercer, Brentley Mulligan, everybody, do you crunch dice?
You want an answer?
We're going to start from this side first. I'll get good vibes over here. Not so much over here.
Really?
I feel a lot of pressure right now. I don't crunch, but I do have a funny story directly related to this answer.
I want to hear it.
It is a PG-13 story. But so someone watched my interview with you for the first time that I was on the show, and they heard my answer, and so they sent me a like D20 that's like this big, and they were like, but it's made out of like soft like silicone, and maybe it has some straps on it that you could just like, put on. For like, I don't know why you might want something like that, but they saw it and they said like, hey, it seems like this is a thing that you might want to know exists, so you can crunch this one because, and I thought, this is a weird job. And that's my answer, is non-crunchable unless they're safety crunchable dice.
I approve of that dice. And more importantly, person watching the show, I've been doing this show for 2 years. Nobody sent me any kinky dice. I'm a little offended.
That's because you are not crunch. They wouldn't send you a dice.
Well, I don't know.
That's
about
a
that.
safe.
I got a photo of Noir biting on dice right here.
Oh, there was research done.
Also, if you go to hour 15
Oh my God!
of the Gen Con on this stream highlight from yesterday, you'll be able to hear Noir admit the truth.
After under duress on a sleepy night at 11:30, 12:30 at night.
No, I never confessed to liking crush. I accidentally used the adjective yummy when describing dice. But in all fairness to me, I call all sorts of things yummy that you can't eat. Some cars are yummy because they look good, right?
No.
Y'all just gonna leave me out there. Y'all, we specifically told y'all to
Right,
clap.
if you think hard, line press X in that chat right now.
F's in the chat.
F's in the chat.
You had us in the first half, bro.
Bree, crunch or no crunch?
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. It depends on the day.
But,
Because no. Listen. Hold
Let
on.
me make their case.
Because you can't lie when you look at a set of dice. Sometimes they do look delectable.
Sometimes it looks
No,
great.
I'm not saying I'm gonna act on that.
Right. Well, okay. That's fair.
Right.
But that still makes you a non-cruncher because you look at it and no matter how delicious it is, like the lizard brain is like delish, put in mouth, nom 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 nom. But like the higher functions are like, but I know that's a dice and that's bad for me, so we're gonna abstain.
Logic.
Grand Rise is like
Logic.
what?
I need you to not.
To not what?
To not be a hotep.
Oh my God.
Man, she caught that.
Grand Rising.
So would you agree that you are a non-cruncher?
I think I'm a non-cruncher, yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
Because you're one of those crunch responsible people.
I am for responsible crunching. I am for being crunch responsible.
Ooh, crunch responsible.
Right?
I like that.
It's catchy.
Yeah, see, they have a cool name at least instead of y'all's little conclave of Stop the Crunch. It's not even catchy.
Stop the crunch. We're now rebranding to Crunch Busters.
Ooh, that's good.
That's
good.
sound.
I'll put some respect.
Pretty good.
I have been sitting on that specifically for this panel to see the look on your face.
It's a little present for me.
We gonna stop you and your the crunchers.
I only just met Darby this weekend and I love her.
I've known you all my life. Latia?
Yes. I am also crunch responsible.
I'm surrounded by cows.
Thank you, my people.
And the crowd is clapping.
Look, if they didn't want
They
us to,
turned on me
if
so
they
quickly.
didn't want us to crunch them, they shouldn't have started making them out of sugar.
No, okay, now hold on. Here's the thing. That's a common misconception. If it's an edible dice, we really go down this. If it's an edible dice, it's crunching, not crunching. It's only crunching when they're not edible.
No.
Crunching is the
This
British
is the primary
spelling.
position of responsible
Right,
crunching.
there's a U in it that's
Yeah,
British.
yeah.
I was really expecting more after that.
Welcome to my platform and my manifesto on responsible crunching. We are here to educate and inform.
What is happening?
That we are not here to infringe upon your right to crunch. We are only here to offer safe alternatives, i.e. crunching.
Oh, yes. Happy about it. Really happy about it.
Omnis.
You did not give me enough time to think about this. Unfortunately, I would have to agree with one thing. I am not the arbiter of your crunching. I am not.
Can you say that a
That
little
sounded
bit?
terrifying.
Right, can you say that a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more basic?
I am no longer the one responsible. Do your worst.
Yeah.
I'm not the one paying for your dental bills. I won't do it. Unless you provide dice for me to eat.
Dice company.
Hold on, wait. I would like
Crunch
to
mercenaries?
heap love upon like the 4 Mabim Bam fans in the audience for that unless. Thank you so much.
That's it. That's it for me.
I still don't know what your answer is.
It's beautiful.
It is
the
a
strategy.
perfectly timed dodge. I rolled a natural 20 on my stealth check. Please move on.
I mean, you really did, because I don't know if I'm upset with you or just captured by that deep voice. Get the hell off of my stage. Okay. All right, so that is the crunch session.
Congratulations.
It's on my badge. I made sure to write it.
Don't, if you're out there, don't eat dice. It's dangerous.
No, really, yeah, no, please don't.
Yeah.
Sugar
please.
dice are fine, but don't eat real dice.
Thank you.
Again, make sure you pay your dentist well.
So one of
Force of chaos.
One of the things that I am proud about when it comes to Morning Ritual is that we have had content creators from all level of experience and kind of all over the space in TTRPG. Even on this panel today, we have some very experienced veterans who have done all the things. Some people that are just getting started, some people that are a little bit more renowned, and just really all over the spectrum. So I kind of want to start to get into questions about content creation in TTRPG. But first, I'm going to start with the most broad question possible because that's how I feel like we get some of our best answers. So, you have all, I think it's fair to say that we have all started our journey in content creation. Can we all agree on that much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask, why you doing it?
Why?
Why? Why this?
Why?
And you're gonna start with Katie, right?
Oh, I have.
We'll start with Darby.
We're starting with you.
Okay. What was the question?
Why?
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 Not that.
I'll do you one better. Where is Gamora?
What attracted you to content creation? We'll rephrase.
You know, I think it was.
Hold the thought.
Are you doing the math?
No, you hold the thought, otherwise you lose it.
My brain just sounds like the Windows internet startup noise from like the 90s. The shrieking noise. Like,
Oh, the 56K modem noise?
Oh,
yeah.
that one.
Let's see. I did a lot of theater when I was a kid. I was always a performer. I used to play piano competitively for 11 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did pretty well. I placed.
Yeah.
I used to place. California had this music theory competition across the state, and I used to place like first or second in music theory.
I had no idea you played.
I used to be smart. Now I am dumb. But I was always drawn to performing. My piano teacher always said I had this weird ability to sound like absolute shit and garbage like 2 weeks before the performance, and then somehow I'd get on stage and I sound like baller.
That is a mean teacher.
Yeah. Because we would do the concert. She's like, okay, you know, just do your best. There's nothing, you know, you practiced. We did the best you could. I get up there and I come back down. She's like, what the fuck happened? What did you do? Like, I don't understand. What, did you not sleep? Like, what? I'm just like, I practice. I just did what you said. She's like, if you were my kid, you'd be going to conservatory. You know that? Like
Wow.
But I always liked performing, and then when I got to college, I was like, wow, I'm real bad, so I'm not gonna do that. And then
No, wait, because that was me.
I went from a school of 100 people total in my high school. So, you know, our theater program was whoever wanted to join the program. You were in, because we didn't have enough people. And then I got to the college, I'm like, wow, there is more people here, and I'm mediocre at best. So I will just fade into the bush. But during the pandemic, I started playing D&D for the first time, really. And then a friend was like, hey, do you want to start a podcast? I'm like, I can open my mouth and just spew garbage and just kind of talk on and on, as you can see here, demonstrated by the fact that I'm just babbling on and on. So that's how I got started.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And then you
now
sent
I'm here.
more pictures of cats on Snapchat.
Yeah. I sent Noir a picture of my dog on Snapchat, and now fast forward 2 years, now I'm sitting
I
here.
know, right? We've known each other.
What a beautiful friendship.
It could have been a beautiful crunchship if you.
You took a beautiful movie
And made it more beautiful
and
for
you
me.
just kicked it on the side of the
I mean, we
road.
can make it worse. What?
What is it?
What is that?
Oh, the terrible,
All right.
the terrible.
So just to inform everybody as to what that is, that's a death peanut, and Darby threatened to bring it and has brought it, and at some point maybe, if I don't know,
I'll pay you $40 human right now.
No, we'll see what happens. It's here. It's Chekhov's gun now.
It's here, it's queer,
We've seen
it's gonna
it,
ruin your night.
and now at some point the peanut will come into play.
I'm not going to gloss over the fact that you said I'll pay you $40 human as if there's a different type of currency.
There is. Yeah.
Possum bucks?
Yeah. Possum bucks.
I refuse to believe possums participate in
Did Darby
capitalism.
not say she was a possum in her introduction? Of course she would have possum bucks.
But I believe that possums believe in socialism. Don't take that away from me.
I wasn't
Wow,
prepared. I wasn't prepared to go deeper into this.
Yeah, that one caught me off guard.
Omnis. Why?
No, Omnis X.
Oh, God, I hate you so much.
I've been punned on my name. Fantastic. Why am I here? Let's see. It started when I was a child who wanted to play a lot of video games in front of people and realized they didn't like what I played. So eventually,
In all fairness, you were playing like Ikaruga.
Ikaruga's
a good
Are you
game.
getting people on their video game? What the hell?
Everybody turns on me so quickly.
listen. Here's the thing, right? Ikaruga is a fantastic
It's
title.
so hard.
If you enjoy bullet hell games, and unfortunately, I have this thing where I will sit at a screen and I will hyper focus. My eyes will go wide, and I will just sit there watching.
Learn the bullets.
Yeah.
Learn the bullets.
Become the
Anyone out there
bullets.
who knows Toho, I'm a fan. And it just, I kept playing, and eventually I stopped for like a solid 10 years. I was just off the face of the earth. And then one day I found out that Latia was out there.
Don't look at me.
Of course not.
Perceive.
No.
100% literally had finished watching Into the Motherlands, did not watch the staff roll, decided to check out the new Dimension 20 video, which was her video. I've known her for almost all my life, and was like, wow, why am I not doing this? So then I started picking everything back up, started going onto Twitch, because I'm like, yeah, if nobody wants to watch me play, it'll be the same as normal, but if somebody does, then I'm here. And now I'm spiraling into this chaos void with everyone else, rolling dice and using my voice for good. I will never not be grateful for that. I'm gonna carry that memory forever. And that's me. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going until someone tells me I can't be here. And if they do, I'm pretty sure he's gonna tell them not.
We go jump them.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh my God.
I feel like some point in your origin story, I will be the bad guy.
No, actually. So the shortest answer to the question why is because I wanted to. But did I think I was gonna have a scroll to unfurl to tell all of my TTRPG deeds? No. So like a lot of people who decided to get into content creation, especially TTRPG content creation, it started with Critical Role. 2016 was when I discovered them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And 2017 was Gen Con 50, which is when I saw them live. It was my first Gen Con. Woohoo! And then I was like, oh, conventions, those are cool. And then 2018 was the first year I got my badge comped to run games. And I was like, oh, I can run games and go to conventions? That's cool. Then I did 32 hours of games at GameholeCon that year. Yeah, that was great, actually. And then I kept doing that. And then eventually somebody offered me a chance to write something, which never went anywhere. And then I got another chance to write something, which didn't go anywhere. Then I went to D&D Live, and that was when the whole thing was like, because I met some people there, and we did a show. I met Jason Charles Miller, who did a show. was on tour with Dragons, where he went on tour to do music-y things, and he would also stop at game stores and interview people, and he was like, wait a minute, that girl who was at D&D Live, she worked at a game store, who is she? And then he found me, and I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. Then the pandemic hit, which was wild, because I got my first D&D Beyond writing project. I became the community manager for D&D Adventurers League. I joined the cast of Rivals. Then got to do like literally nothing because the pandemic happened. Then I got the job at MCG, and then everything just kept exploding.
A short story told long.
Yeah. Basically, it was sheer freaking luck that a lot of things happened, but the thing that I did was made sure that I was seen, right? I would go to all these things and I would do my best, and people would be like, oh, she's super cool. And then eventually somebody was like, oh, she's super cool, she should do something. And then I started doing things, and now I can't stop. Somebody help.
Can I tell you what that looked like from the outside in?
Yeah, because when I saw you on my Twitter feed for the first time, like doing stuff, I was like, oh my God, it's Noir, this is so great. I hadn't talked to you for like several years.
Yeah, like, I have to tell you, all the three of us, we went to high school, and we all kind of learned D&D together.
Yeah.
At the same table.
Yeah.
We all, like, life happens, we split up. This is what it looked like from here.
Oh, no.
This one vanishes. Like, I see them maybe once or twice, and it's just like, hey, how you doing? I'm all right. I'm watching this show, Critical Role, and at the time, I'm like, you watching people play Dungeons and Dragons, and then this one vanishes again. And then, like, I'll wake up one day, and it's just like, oh my God, that's what you've been doing. And that's what...
I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, that's what pushed me to start as well. So start doing stuff because you'll probably push your friends to compete with you. And then we get cool people.
It's not competition.
It's a fun competition. Well, no, not even a competition, really.
That's what I said.
I just like bumping into you in places, not knowing that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
That tracks.
So, I've been doing theater most of my life, and I majored in theater performance. And before TTRPG and stuff like that, I was doing like professional acting in the city that I live in. But then Rona happened, and right before then, I had went to my first LARP. And so when I first started, I was a LARP creator, and I was like, ooh, LARP, yeah. And then suddenly, the community was kind of trash. So I was like, I'm not saying like all the community is, but you know. And so I played my first online TTRPG game like 2 years ago. And I had played D&D very briefly, like in like 2015 or 16. And then I started playing like 2 years ago religiously, and then like it kind of just went from there. And I've also been trying to do the streaming thing as well. So yeah, I guess the reason why I do it is because, I don't know, like I've just been trying to prove to other people that like when you put your mind to things and when you really want something, you can get it and you have the capability to get it. It's not impossible. And no matter how many times you get knocked down in the process, you can get back up and keep going. It's really hard at times, especially in the times that we live in right now, but like it's absolutely possible. So yeah, that's me.
Heck yeah.
Fantastic.
And Katie.
So I've been playing TTRPGs for forever, and much like a lot of people on stage, I was also a theater kid, and then I became a college theater kid, and then at some point I was like, in this economy, why not 2 master's degrees in Shakespeare? But like I was always playing TTRPGs like in that. I was mostly D&D, but I actually got my start, trivia fact, playing Star Wars: Edge of the Empire. That was my first ever TTRPG that I played, and that was like one of the best games. But I think that like when I started making content, I started making content about having ADHD and depression. And I started talking about like living with ADHD and depression, especially my experience of being a late diagnosed person with ADHD. I found out on my 30th birthday that I have ADHD, which was like, happy birthday, your life is about to change. And so I had felt like my whole life that there were like all of these places and all of these things that I was like doing wrong or that I just couldn't do like other people. And then so I started making content about it. And that was sort of like the snowball that kind of got me into like streaming and Twitch and all of that kind of stuff. But it's because I've always been fascinated by stories. I've always been fascinated about how we tell stories. And I think as an actor, when you're an actor, you know, you stand on stage and they hand you a script and you're not actually a wizard. But with D&D or TTRPGs as a whole, you have this incredible opportunity to sit down at a table with people that you may or may not know, and you get to say, nobody's going to give us a script. We get to create the script together. We get to build this world together. We get to tell a story on our terms with all of our, you know, mixed experiences and mixed struggles and all of that. And I think that there is a profound beauty to that in playing games like this. And so then that was like kind of why I kept doing it, because I fell in love with this idea that you could sit down and tell a story and it would be fine if you forgot what you were going to say, or, you know, it would be fine if you needed to fidget or crochet at the table or whatever. They don't like it if you try to crochet while you're playing Hamlet. They just don't like it. It's the weirdest thing.
And tomorrow, and
right?
tomorrow.
But honestly, like that's what it was for me. It was being able to talk about my experiences and say, like, what do you do as a DM when you are dealing with depression, but you also have to run a game? Or what do you do if you're a player and you really struggle to sit through, you know, combat because, oh my God. And so I started talking about that, and then at some point, 2 million people said, cool, and now I'm here. So.
That's awesome. Like, and you kind of touched on the question that I had next, but if there's something you wanted to ask.
Noir, why?
Yeah, Noir, why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
I've had nightmares that start exactly like that. Oh, I'm good. Oh, no, I still have pants on. We're all right.
You didn't think your own
If you say for the lows.
Uh,
I was gonna say, if you say for the lows.
No, that was a panic fuck. Shoot, why? I was gonna be the questioner.
That's the question.
Question, not the what was the question?
What got you interested in content creation? What got you started?
Spite.
Incredibly valid answer.
I'll give you the story, because I honestly did not intend to do any of this. This is all an accident. I got a big boy job working as a procurement operations specialist. At the time, I was living in a room that I found on Craigslist that I quickly discovered was a drug den. And the only thing that I had to do at the time, because I was living in a room with an air mattress and an iPad, was to just play D&D online, which I found out you can do. Shout out to Roll20. So I started doing that, and then I met a group of guys that were just like, hey, one of our friends is going to be, you know, streaming. And I tried that on, liked it, found somebody else that was streaming, and like I threw my all into this person's game. They were just like, I want this to be the next Critical Role. And this was the first time I heard that. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And so I put blood, sweat, and tears into it, and they were not nice to me. They Yeah, and so I left that game and was really kind of sad, like I'll never stream again, and I kind of liked it. And then I was like, or fuck that guy.
There it is.
Yes.
There it is.
And so I worked my ass off to be as available as possible. I discovered the secret to content creation, or one of them, which is
Clearly coffee.
it's coffee, and don't be a dick. Like, if you're nice to people, funny enough, they want to do more things with you.
It's an indicator that.
Oh,
good to
God
work with.
damn it, Darby.
Thank you.
Funny enough, I met this one on that show. My lovely partner, and they asked me, "Hey, you want to do a morning show, or you want to be a guest on a morning show?" And I was like, "Okay," because like I'm a golden retriever when you ask me to do things. You're like, "Hey, no, you want to do something?" Yeah.
To embark on any journey.
You're watching a man slowly die inside.
It could be faster if you want the nut.
Jeez. That's what she said.
It's Darby's nutsack.
Please. I can't.
So why, Anita?
Okay, so in 2019, my friend Stacy asked me if I wanted to play Star Trek RPG, and we liked it. We had really good cast chemistry, and we decided we'd start recording it. But then we realized that podcasts were a lot of fucking work. So we had I had an episode fully edited. It probably won't ever see the light of day. But as part of that, I was watching Shield of Tomorrow on Geek and Sundry, which had lovely Sam Lev and Eric Campbell, some wonderful, wonderful beans from the Stream Punks that we are actually working with now.
Gang. Oh, okay.
There you go.
But Stacy and I got tickets to Gen Con here 2019. And we decided to meet up with some folks that were also podcasting friends. I met Becca, who is the GM for the Dice Girls, which is a great TTRPG stream. She played one D&D game and then decided to bring her friends to play more D&D, who had never played D&D. Sorry.
Now you just gotta project.
I just gotta project.
Or talk to my chest.
I just gotta talk over
This is-
here.
this is-
How's it going? But anyways, I got into a game with my friend Stacy. It was a Star Trek. We started watching Shield of Tomorrow. And then we came here to Gen Con. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to do the podcast thing. And then I talked to people who were like, hey, why don't you try streaming? Why don't you just come on and we'll sign you up for a game and you can try streaming. Thank you so much.
Talking to my mother.
I'll talk to your chest all day.
This is free.
It's a free action.
No worries. I killed the mic set. Everybody.
Tech Crew! Yes! The heroes.
So they said start TTRPG streaming, and so back in December I mustered up the courage to send in an application, and I got on a game, and then the person that was running that game liked me so much that they invited me to another game where I met this one, and that turned out to be hot garbage. And then on April 20th, we had a breakdown, and Noir and I hung out on a Zoom call for till 5 in the morning, I think, on April 20th. So you can figure out what happened there. And
Jeez, okay.
Yes, April 20th, Occidental College's President's Day.
Yes.
A very important day and no other holiday.
For no other reason.
You got high as fuck.
There we go. So yeah, and then I said, listen, I've been thinking about this for a while. I kind of want to start my own channel. And Nora was like, listen, if you start your own channel, invite me on things, so at least then I'll have a place to go. Because
I was very sad. I really thought I was never
sad
going
boy
to stream
hours.
again.
It was so sad boy hours. But then I'm bored on a Saturday morning. Hey, Noir, you want to come onto this silly morning show that I decided to start up? And he's like, cool. Like, he was the first guest, and then our chemistry was so good that we just decided to come
Date?
back.
There it is.
We decided to do all of the above.
And then we invited a whole bunch of these amazing people on, including like everybody here. And
Yay!
yeah, now we're at Gen Con 2022, baby.
Persistence.
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a much better answer than mine. The next question that I had in mind was part of the camera facing part of being a content creator is appealing. Like I've seen a lot of content creators where I'm like, oh, I want to do that. But it's when the cameras come off and you are a person that the realities of this everything comes to fruition. And some of it is awesome, some of it, So I kind of want to ask, especially since we have people from all over the spectrum, what was the hardest reality of this choice of making things that has hit you thus far? Like, what has been the thing where, like, after the camera's off, you're like, holy shit, you know? Would anybody like to go first? I'm not gonna go down the, oh yes, here we are.
I think the thing that is still, and this is probably because of my anxiety-ridden brain, but not everyone is gonna like you, and not everyone is gonna agree with you, and not everyone is gonna like your content, and that's just the fact of the matter. As creators, I feel like we often get in our brains that, you know, oh, I'm putting this thing out there and people are automatically going to like it and agree with me and understand me. No, there are so many personalities in this world and there are so many people watching you all the time that it's like you kind of have to embrace that side and be like, okay, you know, I might not be making content for these people, but I need to focus on the people that I am making content for. And those are the ones that are the most important, and not the naysayers, basically. But yeah, that's just something that I struggle with a lot, but it's something that I'm slowly coming to terms with. So
I think that's one of those things is like shared interest doesn't equal compatibility and shared interest doesn't equal shared values.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I had to say, I have the exact opposite problem where I feel like everyone is going to hate everything I do. So the issue here is that all I have to think about is that at one point in time, I could have really used this in my life. Someone who looked like me, someone who thought like me, someone who liked the same things as I did. Because I tell you, when I was growing up in high school, I was awful. I thought everyone hated me, and that was because of middle school, and everybody did hate me then. I have proof. So,
Was it middle school if you weren't miserable all the time?
fair, but you know, you get that in your head, and you're just like, nobody likes me. So eventually, it's just like, hey, I learned very quickly, turn off my viewer count. Do not check the Twitch email that says, here's how many people saw you. And it's just like, hey, if somebody out there sees this and interacts with me and says, thanks for being here, that's worth it. That's entirely it. So that's my whole thing. That's the reason why I keep doing it, because hopefully that 13, 14-year-old kid who was, you know, a scumbag will see me and learn to be better.
Hell yeah.
I'll tag on if that's okay. I mean, it's so weird because like I always forget that I'm a streamer. Like, I always forget. I'm like, oh right, Twitch is a thing that I do. But I kind of do the opposite thing actually. Like I got really invested in like viewer counts and stuff, but not because I was like, aha, today there's 3 people watching me. But I do it because what I'm fascinated about is the idea of community, you know? And I think like exactly what you said, it's like, as like I hear from people the same kind of thing. Like I never hear from people who think like me. I never hear from people who struggle with the same things that I do. And so I think like sort of like to roundaboutly answer Noir's question, I think the hardest part about streaming is it's like a duality of like work-life balance. People aren't gonna like you, and also just like feeling just like a profound sense of obligation to your community. Because like I very admittedly, and when people ask me about it, I am very open, like I burned myself out so hard the first year that I was making content because I was like so close to 1 million. I was so close. And I was like, oh, if I just make 9 more videos a day, because that's healthy, I'll totally hit it by December. And it was because like I wanted to be there for my community. But I think that there is a way. It gets to the point where when you are supporting your community so much that you're not supporting yourself, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I think that has been the hardest for me, is realizing that sometimes the healthiest thing to do is to take a step back, or the healthiest thing to do is not, you know, answer the 47-page, you know, email that you get, but rather go, I'm gonna make a YouTube about this in 2 weeks when I have time. And so that is for me really difficult, because like I just care a lot, and I worry so much about the people in my community, and I want them to be okay, and I want them to be happy. But when it goes from, you know, like 2 people watching to 90 and then like 120, you're like, oh, there's a lot more emails. It's a lot more emails. And so I think taking care of yourself for me that has been the hardest part. It's just treating myself with the kindness that I would always extend to my community. And that was like kind of a wake up call for me. So that's my answer.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to jump on that?
No, I have nothing else to add.
I don't.
Oh.
I'll go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Nothing else to add.
On like a similar vibe of like burning out. When I first started, I was like fun employed, so I had lots of time, but I was also at a certain point playing like 12 games a week, which is a lot. I didn't sleep very much, or well, to be clear, but I just felt like if I wasn't doing things, then I wasn't going to be seen doing anything.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't always like visible and on screen and being like, hi, hello, yes, me, I exist, look at me, notice me, like, then I was non-existent essentially. And it's been hard to step back. One, because people do cool shit all the time. There's all these cool fucking games. I still need to be in a Lancer game. Someone put me in a Lancer game. Sleep be damned. I want to play Lancer so bad. But also need to sleep and eat and take care of myself so I'm not like, you know, a walking corpse. But yeah, it's like finding that balance of I want to do things, but also if I keep doing things like this, I will simply perish and expire. And then I won't do anything.
That are in the skin suit.
Exactly. It's like the
And the
possum
skin suit itself.
Yeah, the possum needs to rest a little bit in the trash
I
pile.
guess I do have something to add. To piggyback onto that, because we've kind of circled around to that point, it is okay to say no to things.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
thank God.
it is absolutely okay to say no to things. And I say this as somebody who has said yes to a lot of things and then felt really bad about not being able to do those things, and then worrying more about saying no to the thing, like, oh my God, they're gonna hate me, they're never gonna work with me again.
Yep.
And then finally saying no to the thing, and they're like, oh, that's fine, I understand that you need to do something, and then you're like, oh, what did I worry for 2 weeks for? So realizing what your like piggybacking off of that, and off of that kind of coming full circle to this is, yeah, you can say no to stuff. That does not mean that they're going to forget you forever. Because if you have the knowledge of yourself to know when to say no, that is something that people will respect. Because then you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting their time, and like I said, they're not going to forget you,
Yeah.
even though it feels like it.
And sort of tagging off that as well, it's okay to say no, and it's okay to ask for help.
Yes.
Like if you, I am the first person to say that being a channel runner and running your own streams is a full-time thing. Like you have so much work to do. You've got overlays, you've got promos, you've got YouTube, because when you're starting out, there's no one that's going to do these things for you. It's just you. It's just you. So if you have people who are willing to help, let them help you. Let them help carry some of that load, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress and it's a lot to have on one person. So you just got to take care of yourself sometimes. It's okay to step back a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. I think the only thing that I would add before we move on to the next question is that in the pursuit of finding your place in this spot, remember that before you got into streaming or whatever it is that you're trying to do, you were a person. You'll be a person afterwards. And to make sure that in this endeavor you have your boundaries, you make sure that they're respected, and you do not tolerate any disrespect, no matter the source. Protect yourself. So that brings us to our third topic, which is parasocial relationships.
Define parasocial relationships.
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Before we get on to this very serious topic, I didn't think that you were going to say parasocial relationships, and I was wondering what parasols had to do with anything.
Today we're going to talk about parasols. Why? No. Why do they think they're so much better than umbrellas? They're the same thing.
You're not parasoled on
From
them?
rain, they just protect you from the sun.
I never got wet from the sun. No.
Have you never
Have you never sweat before in your life?
That's me getting wet from me. Wait, hold on.
You trapped yourself.
Just rein it in a little.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Don't clap for that.
Clap for that.
Cheer for me.
So let's talk about parasocial relationships. To clarify what that is, it's the fact that we put out a lot of content, and I know a lot of my content is about building a community. And so it's about people who feel that they know you on a deeper level than a content creator and a content consumer. Someone who feels like they are like your friend. Like, in no offense, but if you consume the content, there's content creator, content consumer. We're not exactly friends. We're part of the same community, and we could become friends, but we have to take the natural steps because, I don't know, I can't speak for the rest of you here, but the TheNoirEnigma that's presented while the lights and cameras are on is a lot different than the Noir that is real when I'm just eating Dunkin' Donuts. I'm just a weird dude. and so, like, if you come up to me at a Dunkin' Donuts expecting the light, camera, action Noir, you are going to be disappointed and probably a little sad.
Do not expect the same version of you.
Fuck you, Darby. It doesn't stop. So I want to ask the panel: have there been any moments where you've encountered just a weird dynamic with with parasocial relations, where somebody has kind of crossed that line?
No.
You'll get there.
I imagine one day,
That's a
but
threat.
I imagine, but for now,
I did say that, man, threatening.
yeah,
did.
it is threatening. I will get
Just you
there.
wait.
One day, someone will test me, and when you do,
All right.
I will simply let you know that I'm not the same person behind the camera. I'm simply, I don't know, the same voice.
Hey.
You can talk to me all you want, but if you treat me as if that I am not a person, I will simply leave. That's it.
I like that.
I'll get in my car
I
and go
would
there.
simply not.
Yeah, just
I no longer want to participate in this interaction.
yes.
I need to
Hold that
start
thought,
ending
Brian.
interactions that way.
It's a good, clear boundary.
I no
Set.
longer want to participate.
I'm unsubscribing from this moment.
I'm unliking, unclicking the bell button,
Right.
unsubscribing,
I'm ringing
goodbye.
that bell.
All you
Thumbs
have
up,
to
and
do-
here's my comment.
Right. Just Commander Shepard and say, I should
should
go. And turn with the scripted face and leave.
All right. Then to broaden up the question, another part of this is that when people consume content, it's easy to see something on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and go, "Boo! This sucks," forgetting that somebody spent time making it. So has there been a response, a comment, or anything that has kind of like shook you, and how do you get past that?
I don't read them.
Oof.
The sign can't stop me. I can't read.
It's funny. I'll admit, like, I feel a little bit like the odd man out here, because like I'm like this weird like cross section of like my primary.
You got this. We're
got
with
it.
you.
I haven't had coffee yet, and I was like,
No.
when I tell
Don't
you
look at
I'm
my
struggling-
coffee.
It's on its way, apparently. The line is very long, is what I'm being informed. But no, like my primary job is talking about mental health,
Right.
and so I'm a mental health content creator who happens to really like D&D, and so like I use TTRPG as like a way of like getting my name out there and like bringing people to my content. So I sort of like work backwards from TTRPG into mental health. So it's like accessibility into that. So I'll just say the same thing 4 times. It's very interesting. But so for me, it's a really different, I think, experience, because I'm talking about people's actual mental health. And so, you know, I get hundreds of emails and messages every single day, and so many of them are you know, very much like, hey, I got diagnosed with ADHD because of you, or hey, I understand my partner more, like that kind of thing. But a lot of them are, I'm the first person that they hear talking about their experiences. I'm the first person that they hear talking about, you know, feeling broken or feeling like you're alone, and then like, hey, surprise, it's just ADHD the whole time. And it's such an honor to get to hear those stories, and it's such an honor to get to know that like my content and stuff is interacting with people, people are responding to it so well. But what it also means is that people then will have that parasocial thing of like, you are the person who helped me, I am connected to you. And it becomes like a lot of responsibility, but it also becomes a lot of like washing your hands in the bathroom and someone is telling you their life story, and you're like, cool. Like, I'm just trying to be. It happens so much. Don't recognize creators in the bathroom. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't care who it is. If you see somebody in the bathroom, no, you didn't. But you know, like that kind of thing, where it's less about, you know, like I'm your best friend, but it's more of like, for the people who are in our communities, one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got as a content creator was from a very, 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 very famous friend of mine. I can't tell you who it is, but he's way more famous than we will ever be. And he said, what you have to remember is that when somebody comes up to you in a restaurant, this might be your 15th time of being interacted with, or like somebody coming, oh my God, it's Katie Source. But for them, this is probably the first and only time in their entire life that they will get to you know, connect with you and interact with you. And this is their shot to say thank you. This is their shot to tell you how much you impacted them. And so he said, you have to learn how to hold that space. You have to learn how to hold that space with grace and kindness and compassion, but also draw the boundary of, no, I won't come to your Halloween party. Because I get a lot of party invitations. It's great. I'm always like, if I need a party, I know where to find one. But like, that's the thing, is like, there's like this weird cross section of, you know, thanking people and holding space, but then also being like, but also I have to keep my boundaries and I have to be able to say no. And very honestly, like, I don't think that I've figured it out yet. And I think that I still go way too hard on like, I will stand here for 25 minutes if you need to talk to me, even if I really have to pee. But that happened yesterday. That's a true story. But you know, but I don't know. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, it's just.
Yeah, and when I said I don't read the comments, that was me being facetious because I don't know how to be serious.
No, I don't judge you. I don't read YouTube comments. They're very different than TikTok comments. People are so mean on YouTube.
They're
really mean.
But I think it's also a malleable position, right? Because there are certain positions where you have to exert a stronger boundary than other positions where you can relax that just a little bit because you're in a better position, or this person is actually being a little bit more gracious. Like, I actually have an example that is from you, because I met you at GameholeCon last year, and I was very surprised to see you. And I was like, as a fellow content creator who understands parasocial relationships, I was like, oh my God, it's Katie Soros. What the fuck do I do? So I walked up to you, I told you I liked your content, I asked for a picture, and that was it. But then I was like, I was with him, and I was like, was that okay? Did I do okay? Because even content creators creators worry about that stuff because we exist in same spaces where people expect us to know each other or expect us to be friendlier than we are. And it's like, you know, we might start to see more of each other. And it's like, how do we maintain that balance with other content creators, you know? It's wild.
If it makes you feel any better, I guarantee you that I did the same thing to Eric. I just went, was that okay? Was I weird? I always do that. Every time I meet somebody, I was like, was that weird? Was I weird? Was I awkward? Was it weird? So
Well, for the record, you were great.
Yes.
So, Katie, is that a no on my Halloween invite?
No, I'll come to yours. I guess I'll if I have the time.
There it is.
You didn't tell me you were throwing a party.
All awkward. You didn't get the invite.
I'm almost curious, like if you're meeting one of your favorite content creators, and you know you're taking a while, and they just threw confetti and ran, could you be mad?
No,
Not if they threw confetti.
I think that would be a great exit. Like I'm sorry, let me get back to the question mode.
Listen,
Point of
one of
order.
my favorite content creators, Betty.
Aww, cute.
Listen, I'm just going to say I'm going to amend my answer now. I'm going to adopt all of the content I've just heard because maybe I won't leave so soon.
Your answer is now our answer.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna ask, could the theme of the Halloween party be the Monster Crunch?
Yes.
It's like MASH, but it's not a Darby pun, but I tried my best.
It's a monster dash.
It's a Monster Dash.
Damage to my
Yeah,
soul.
with like a D. That's good.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
That's better. That's better than mine.
We have come
good.
to an accord. This party shall be held.
Yes. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
Is that what the purpose of this panel?
What?
We're a party planning committee. You didn't know that?
I thought this was a
Good morning. This is
The
show.
morning
This is party
ritual
planning.
is planning the party.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, Gen Con 2023, join us for the Monster Nash.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
You got any questions?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, so here is the question that sucks, and I hate that I have to ask it.
So don't.
Well, no. This is a table full of wonderful diversity. In the streaming space, that means that there are going to be extra obstacles that we have to encounter and deal with. Especially film-presenting content creators, which I have had the misfortune of seeing some of the things that you get, and it's wild. So, how do y'all do it? How do y'all deal with it? I mean, like we've all seen a lot of the stuff going around, and it's ridiculous. And you know, when we report these things, like on a lot of the platforms, they can be slow to act. I know TikTok is notoriously terrible at taking down things that taking down things that are like innocent and like in like you mentioned the word boob, so we're shutting the channel down. But you can post the most hateful shit I've ever seen. It's 1.2 million. So it's just how do you stay in this space? Like, I know that's a broad question and it's a terrible question, but like
I stay in this space because if I leave, they've won. They are angry at me for existing. I'm going to exist harder. That's literally spite.
Right.
They're angry that I am here and doing things and they are not. I'm going to do more of them, which then kind of circles back into the stop doing things that you don't have time for, because then it's just like, I do all the things to spite the people, and then I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do with this pile of things I don't have time for?
my hatred sides way too many
Exactly.
activities.
But really, that's it. Like, these people are afraid of us. They're afraid of us because they're so used to their, and excuse me, I know not all, hashtag not all grognards, but like they're so afraid of their little grognard first edition D&D club getting all rocked by a girl with 4-foot-long hair, and it's like, I don't want to play first edition D&D. Keep your freaking table. I'll be over here with my table. Just leave me the fuck alone, okay?
Shout out to our mods right now.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But yeah, no, and I say this as someone who has been receiving these messages and threats and shit over the weekend. I'm not like, I'm bothered only in a I must be safe kind of way, but these folks don't bother me because they're not gonna, if all they can do is text me, I'll just change my number.
They still won't get those jobs that they want. You mad?
I think so. Probably like in the middle of like my content creation journey, there was like a time period where I was getting a lot of hate messages during like Black History Month, and like something else was going on around the time. And so I would get affected every single time, every single message that I got. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm so upset, I'm so angry. But if we get affected by every single thing that we receive, we're not going to get anything done. And that's just the fact of the matter. And the thing is that, like, I don't want to say numbness, but there's a certain numbness that comes with it that you kind of have to adopt in order to get through it. Otherwise, it's just like being stabbed over and over and over again. But for some people, that numbness turns into motivation. It turns into more passion. It turns into more creativity. And that's kind of the important thing of what to do with that and how to turn it into something beneficial to you. So, yeah.
Anybody else want to jump on?
I mean, oh, sorry, Darby, yours.
No, I only got one. I got my one weird tweet total. I haven't done. I don't know. It feels weird because like I see all these other people. It feels like a weird like rite of passage that I haven't crossed yet, and that feels kind of shitty to say. But like, you know, it's like
I think part of it is also protecting, like, people to protect your. I don't generally get hate messages, but I also try to specifically not say shit that I know will engage harms.
it's like
Now I say this, and then I know that probably my DMs are going to get flooded at this point. Such is the nature of the beast. I only get weird DMs. I got weird DMs.
Oh my.
cool.
I got an echo in my boobs, I think.
The canyon is deep.
I had someone send me like unsolicited tarot card pics.
Not a terrible thing to receive.
Darby!
You're encouraging this!
Yes!
On it every time.
It's so
$20
good.
bill and a tarot card, and I'm like, I'd rather you just send that $20 to my coffee, but sure, you do you. Like,
I mean, I think maybe it's me.
Is it me, she says?
Is it me,
Is it me you're looking for?
Or is that a B? B flat? I don't know. And how many of us did choir?
Yes.
Was that a requirement?
Boo!
Stop it.
Okay. My real answer is I don't know, maybe this is silly and maybe I just like overthink everything to death, but like I just feel a profound sense of empathy for people who have to lash out that way. Like that's what I think, because I look at like the messages and stuff that I get, because I get a lot, and you know, especially because, full disclosure, I make a lot of my money on OnlyFans. I'm a certified sex educator, and like that's one of the things that I do. And so like once that happened, they're like, haha, oh, we got something on you now. And I was like, dog, like, yeah, there's a whole website for it. I don't know what to tell you, man.
This is not the gotcha you think it is.
Yeah, I was like, what this is free advertising. Thank you.
Yeah.
You found just
but, like,
one? Like,
I guess like I just look at the people who have to fill inboxes with hatred and unkindness, and I say I just feel sorry. I feel bad that they don't have the support that they need. I feel bad that they don't have the community that they need. I feel bad that like there are people out there who are hurting so much and are so angry and are so just locked into that they feel like they have to just throw that hatred and that anger out at anybody and see like where they can catch it, and that just like that's like my reaction is like I kind of just go like okay, bye, and block and whatever, but then I just go I hope that person is okay,
it
I hope
feels
that
like
person is
that
okay.
if you're that desperate for any kind of attention, then
Yeah, it's just like, are you okay? I hope you are, and I'm pretty honest about that. And people are like, that's weird. You feel bad for trolls, and I'm like, yeah, but they're sad.
I mean, I think whenever I see trolls, it's confusing because it's a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work to find somebody's cell phone number that doesn't want you to have it. It's a lot of work to dox people. It's a lot of work to make sure that you consistently flood their inbox with the most hateful shit that you could find. And if you took that exact same energy and decided, I'm going to create something, your first creation will suck. Your second creation will suck. Your third and fourth and fifth creation might suck. But if you keep using that energy to create, eventually it'll get better. And instead of being mad that a black woman has a position that you want, you might create a space for yourself where you feel like you belong. Being mad that somebody else is in a position that you feel entitled to will never put you in that position. You'll just die mad. And at most, you might bum them out for a day or two. I'm frustrated by the inefficient use of energy. Because when you use energy inefficiently like that, you're robbing yourself of happiness and joy, and you're robbing the world of something that you could have created, because nobody has any use for your hateful messages. We might have use for something that you would have created. So you're a double dickhead.
I'm like reminded, it was like 2019 or something. I think like Shia LaBeouf had this like live stream of like a flag somewhere and had to keep moving it because 4chaners just kept finding it. And it was like the most incredible hide and seek that they would like. They spent all their energy trying to rip down this flag to the point where they're like, oh, this person's like, oh, I'm an astronomer. I know the star positions based off of where these stars are in the time of this live stream. We can triangulate the point of which this is in, blah, 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 height of building. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, you spent, all 400 of you congregated on the internet to rip down this flag and be a piece of shit for, like, what? Like, you could have solved a murder or something.
I think people who can find locations based on stuff like that are probably some of the like smartest people ever, and yet they choose to find YouTuber houses and tear down flags as opposed to like literally anything else.
I mean, and that's the frustrating truth that like it really kind of sucks to acknowledge, is that shitty people can be brilliant.
It's like the House and like Rick and Morty phenomenon where they're like, oh, the main character is like this super smart, brilliant person, but he's also a jackass, and he's justified in being a dickhole because he's so smart. But see, he's pained and like suffering on the inside deep. Like, you just have to get past the giant, like the 6 hours of him calling you a dick face for like him to be like a nice human being for like 3 seconds. And it's like, there's like a bunch of these shows now and like stuff that kind of, I feel like lend itself to that mentality of like, oh, well, I'm smart, so I could be a dick. If you think you're a Rick, you're a Jerry. I'm just gonna say that. If you think you're a Rick, you're a Jerry. So, stop.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm going to add a personal tidbit. All of this speaks truth to me because for the last several years, before I started to join into space, I was a hateful person. I never spent all of my energy like sending harassing messages or anything like that, but I was in a place where the person who I was with, reveled in others' suffering. And I did not spend any energy creating or doing any of the things that I wanted to do. It was literally sit down and do nothing. Absolutely nothing. And sure, it was an absolute waste of energy. Thank God I didn't actually pour that energy into harassing people. But at the same time, the moment I got out of that space, the moment I got out of that headspace and started trying to create, trying to put my foot in the door, trying to apologize to the people who I felt I had wronged just by, leaving in an unfortunate fashion. I had been gone from my hometown for almost 10 years, and the way I dipped out was not nice. And I came back and I said, I'm sorry I treated you guys that way. I'm sorry that I was a jerk. And they said, it's fine. You're okay. You're welcome. That's the kind of energy you need in your life, right? Stop using your energy to harass people. Use your energy to get help, for real. Because somebody out there loves you enough to help. That's it.
I mean, and I just want to cap that off that just by saying, I think we're at a point where some people confuse meanness for strength and power.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot more work to be vulnerable. It takes a lot more work to be empathetic. It takes a lot more work to be kind. Cruelty, meanness, no matter the direction that it's pointed, is never beneficial. Protecting your boundaries does not mean being mean. You can protect your boundaries and still be kind. Like the doctor says, be nice, but never fail to be kind. I love that quote. It's my favorite thing. But that's gonna move us to our next question, which is a lot less serious. And we ask everybody that comes on the show this.
No.
Oh, yeah. If you could play with any 5 people, any game of, I love this question because it brings our panelists misery.
Do I even know? We have 5 panelists. Each one pick one.
No.
Let's read this question up.
No. I want them to suffer. And I want them to see it coming.
I don't.
If you could play with any 5 people, any game of your choice, you get to choose who's the GM. They have to be alive.
Aw, man.
Who are you picking? Darby.
Let me play with Van Gogh's ghost.
No. I think we all expect Van Gogh to be that guy that played Van Gogh in The Doctor. And, if we got the chance to see Van Gogh.
I was literally going to say I would actually like to play
That
D&D with
episode
Tony
did.
Curran.
That episode made me cry so
You
hard.
just said go forth and prosper.
Oh my God, the expression here is
Capaldi
fantastic.
was my favorite captain of the U.S. Millennium Falcon.
Oh no. Hey, look.
I really loved when they went through that Stargate on the Orville. It was just fly like a leaf, bullseye.
You're making new fans and I hate it.
Darby is the
I
breakout
can't.
star of this program.
I'm having a stroke right now.
I didn't get it for a second, and then I was like, was I just wrong the whole time? I was literally sitting there, I was like, is it the U.S.? Oh, I get it. Okay. I was like, it's me.
I understand what's happening now.
I always do that. I never get the joke. I just go, I think I've been wrong my whole life.
No, I always get the joke once it's over, and then 10 minutes later, I'll be like, oh.
I think they're stalling for
They are
time.
stalling for time.
We actually have to answer this, right? So, I guess I'll go first, then I'll bite the bullet. So, in that case, if I could have a game with any 5 people, it would I'd probably have to reignite a whole bunch of old stuff, right? I'm going to.
What are you setting on fire?
My world.
Okay.
It's
So-
all lit, so you know.
Oh, he killed like I've been getting harassed by the audience.
So-
Yelling at me. Okay.
The old lore, bringing back the old lore, the old game. It's gonna be you, Noir. It's gonna be you, Latia. I'm going to bring. I would love to have Tanya or Cypher of Tear for some people who cannot address her and such.
Do not address.
Right. I would love to have. I want Brennan on the show because I want a token white guy. And
Every place should have one token white man.
And I'm thinking for my last person, I would like to have probably DJ Knight.
Yeah.
Never played with DJ Knight.
I haven't either,
Excuse me.
but of course not. So,
Oh, you're good. All
Yeah,
right.
right.
No, that's a good table.
and I would go back. Well, I probably wouldn't do 3.5. I probably would do an amalgam of things because I want to navigate the area, the gray zone in my lore where Rapture and Gloria exploded apart.
We talking some homebrew stuff right now. Don't you worry about it. Oh, but that would be cool. Where you going?
I don't know.
Oh, I gave you enough time.
Hey, darling.
I've got 3 names written down.
What?
I got 3 names written down.
Oh, then you better pick 2 more.
That was 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can it be people I've played with before, or does it have to be completely
Doesn't
new
have to
people?
be. It could be anybody who wants.
You
it.
see the pressure this
Anybody
puts
in
puts
the
people under?
world.
I don't care about the answer. I just like watching them.
Well, if I have to suffer, why can't you suffer too? Just a little bit. Just have a little nut. Just have one.
Like a
Little
pleasure.
of suffering as a treat.
Little suffer.
Nah,
That's a
I'm
treat.
good.
You're good for now. Good for now.
Answer the question, Darby.
God damn it.
We have limited time here.
Okay, Brendan Lee Mulligan. Who else did I write down? Jesus. Emily Axford, because Emily Axford,
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
has the
Good
same,
choice.
has a chaotic energy that I aspire to have. I relive the sexy rat scene in my head a lot.
I forgot.
I want that level of chaos. Fiona Nova, because I think she's cool and I'd like to meet her one day.
Okay.
I want to play more games with you. I miss Kingsguard. Come back. Take me back. Please.
We'll come back one day. Probably might come back as Pathfinder. Who's your last?
And who's GMing?
Why would that happen?
Last, let's go with somebody I can think of. Marisha Ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think is similar vibe as well. You've seen me perch in my chair. If
Yeah.
you've watched me play, I perch in my chair. I scribble notes like nuts.
I truly feel like people don't appreciate just how fantastic Marisha Ray is at role
sure
playing. Like everybody spent so long hating on Keyleth, and then Bo came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, Keyleth was a character." Like, and there are YouTube videos like, "We were wrong about Marisha Ray." Who is we? Sorry.
Don't speak for us. Shut up.
Right.
No, y'all were wrong. How's your 5?
Abria, Gabe, Dame Helen Mirren, Dame Maggie Smith,
Oh,
and let's see, who's that 5th?
This is what happens when you're a 5-time guest.
Yeah.
The answer's unlocked.
I swear.
That 5th person. Who's that 5th person gonna be?
You don't even struggle while you think about it, and it's taking a lot of this out of it.
That's why. That's why. No, see, their answers gave me enough time to think about it, but I just couldn't I couldn't unlock that fifth person.
The table's already stacked.
It's the
Helen
it's the-
Mirren at
yes,
your table?
Yes, Dame Helen Mirren. Even though Dame Judi Dench is the one who knows how to play D&D, I feel like Dame Maggie Smith and Dame Helen Mirren also know how to play.
Make a party.
They have a little Dame, like Dungeons and Dragons and Dames, probably.
Triple D.
See.
What did you say?
Dungeons and Dragons and Dames. Triple D.
Why? I'm clearly a degenerate, y'all. I'm clearly.
Oh man.
Am I missing a euphemism?
No, you're good. God, that fifth person, I don't freaking know. I don't want to do like a throwaway. I want to actually think about this.
Okay, we'll move down the line.
Wait. You guys have moved on.
Yeah, I make the rules.
Fair.
Katie, do you have
I had an answer, and then I just like ADHD galaxy brain.
Yep. I'm so
Thinking
sorry.
about Dame D&D and how just desperately I want that in the world.
Yes,
and now
right?
It doesn't exist. Okay, my answer is LeVar Burton,
Yeah.
Stephen Fry,
Ooh.
Yes.
Patrick Rothfuss,
Yes.
you two, DM'd by Brennan Lee Mulligan, but we do not play D&D. No,
we
my
play?
friends.
What do
we play a long-term, long-run game of For the Queen.
Oh, yes.
Praise the sun.
Someone with money make this happen, please.
I can get at least 3 of those people. So LeVar Burton might be work, but the problem is like if LeVar Burton actually beheld me, I would just perish. So.
No, you'd be straight up Troy.
I was gonna say,
Unity.
No, people
I
joke.
told him I
People
wanted
joke.
a picture.
That's it. I would
Can't disappoint
just go full Troy. Just die. That's my answer.
Oh man. Stop looking at me, everybody. I just want that to happen now. I'm gonna pick Patrick Stewart because
Yeah.
Patrick. Let's see. Gabe. Oh God, I can't choose between Gabe and Abria. Who's gonna GM that? But it's one of them.
Have them both.
Co-DMs.
Yeah, Cody.
Cody.
Gabe and Abria, Cody.
Gabe. That's chaos.
That's so much chaos. That's so much chaos.
All right, and here's the last question that we always ask everybody. No. It's going to be a real quick one. You are God Emperor of the TTRPG community. Anything that you want to have happen in the space happens. You snap your fingers, a new company becomes as big as Wizards. You snap your fingers again, Wizards vanishes. Like, whatever you want to have happen, happens. What's the one thing you do?
Fucking shit, dicks. Why'd you look at me first?
Because I'm picking on you now.
There's the possum.
What do I want?
Oh, you're actually doing the motions. Okay, so I'll go while you have a little bit of time to think. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, because I don't want to take out too big of a splotch, but I do want to take out something big. So I'm going to replace Call of Duty. Just take a game out of there. Let's get rid of all the imperialism and put something nice and new in its place. Perhaps a game about saving humanity from racism and sexism. And
Love this.
and maybe you can be a champion gender fluid knight.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, you're taking, what you would do with your God King powers is you're taking all the space and money that Call of Duty has and creating a TTRPG about, that's a big space.
It's a big space.
That's a big space.
Because here's the thing, right? Especially if you have the same level of engagement from before, like Call of Duty goes out to everywhere. And there's so many people who play this game and of course get to live out their, imperialist fantasy. So let's just take that away from them and give them something helpful.
I can hear the trolls typing right now.
Please,
No more Black Ops!
Right. No more Black Ops, right?
Zombies!
Call of Duty Zombies. Please,
360 no scoped Call of Duty.
look, you can do it in Battlefield. It's fine. I didn't take the whole genre. We just know which one is racist now. So when you play it, we'll know who you are.
God damn.
Amazing.
I gave you all the time I could. Remember me.
Thank you. Your sacrifice will not be in vain, for you've inspired me with take all these MOBA players and mobilize them into playing just something else. Like play a TTRPG, go outside, stop playing League of Legends. It is not good for you. I say this, as one of you, play something else. Play Thirsty Sword Lesbians, for example.
Yeah.
Fucking love Thirsty Sword Lesbians. That shit slaps.
So we're taking the audience, we're taking the space that you said all MOBOs. So we're taking the space that
Dota,
League of Legends,
Smite,
Dota,
League, all of it. Boom, bam, bing.
and we're sending it all to Thirsty
World
Sword
peace.
Lesbians.
Yeah,
So-
Thirsty Sword Lesbians, let's go.
Does that count, Overwatch? Technically, no, but technically, yes, because the hero dynamic.
Yeah.
But it's a shooter.
It makes me motion sick, so I will throw it in as well. It makes me very ill because I can't first-person shooters. Well, I get really motion sick, so I'll throw Overwatch in there as well.
Okay. I'm liking this trend where we get rid of something poisonous and send it somewhere healthy.
Or Alice is missing because you don't have to talk,
Oh,
you just
man.
type. You use
I
those
love Alice is
finger
Missing
typing skills that you already got and
it's
just
such
turn
a
it
good
towards
game.
Alice is missing. So, you know.
Okay.
I just put authors' names on the covers of the books.
Why don't we do that?
I don't know why that's not a thing anymore. Well, so we do it at MCG, but that's only because like 4 people write the books. But like for freelancers, I feel like they need more credit than the credits page of the book. So I would like more representation and cool stuff for the freelancers.
Okay.
And potentially, you know, a way for those freelancers to not be freelancers anymore, but to actually like
Gainful employment.
gainful employment from the writing.
Yeah, there we
That would be nice.
We getting spicy right now.
If anybody out
I
there
don't think
is
that's-
looking to
Okay,
gainfully
hold on.
employ any
yes,
of
that
us,
is spicy. It shouldn't be spicy. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I mean, if the world were just, then a lot of the things we consider spicy would be
Like, I
mild.
should not have to feel like I'm committing a crime signing my book because I'm not a wizard. I'm sorry, that's a very specific thing, but like, I feel like a criminal when I go to places and I'm like, I wrote that, can I sign the book?
Oh man, we're gonna have to have a conversation.
What are you talking about?
Katie?
I have my answer, but before that, I would just like to just go with me on a mental journey, if you will. It's like it's Friday night. We're at the HyperX Arena in Las Vegas, and some guy's like, "Hi, I'm Steve Herringbone, and tonight we've got competitive thirsty sword lesbians. Who will be the thirstiest?" Yes! And then like Darby comes out like this, just like mad, like just like a tiger jumpsuit, and it's like ah, and it just says thirstiest. It's great. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, please.
this is good. Mr. Beast, thirsty sword lesbians.
Funded by Mr. Beast, he's just throwing money all
man,
over the
yeah.
stage.
Just confetti cannons. It's great. My answer is deeply serious after that. You're welcome. But honestly, my answer is because it is my job. I would snap my fingers and somehow magically, I don't know, I would get rid of ableism in the TTRPG community. That's what I would do. The rants that I have about the pushback against the combat wheelchair is so long. I have to
my
leave
God.
in 10 minutes, so we don't have time for that. But like, I just the deep ableism inherent in like, you can't fiddle at the table, or you have to be able to play for 7 hours, or you can't play a character with a disability, or you can't play a character with a neurodivergency, because why would you want that? It's because representation fucking matters. And being able to see yourself in the game, in your situation matters. And I get so much pushback. The amount of pushback that I get is just shocking. It's like, well, but that's my answer, is because I would be out of a job, but it's cool. I'll just go play HyperX Thirsty Sword. I'd love it if I was out of a job, honestly, because that would mean the world is fundamentally a better place, and then I could just nap.
We live for naps.
Oh my God.
I have to extend that journey you took us to, and I want you to picture coming home after that event and turning on TV and seeing ESPN top 10 moments from the Thirsty Sword lesbian battle.
Listen, all it takes is just a little bit of LARP and a couple of cameras. So, if somebody
If
wants
Hyper
to-
RPG can do it,
Yeah.
Vegas can do
If
it.
someone wants to bankroll this, please reach out to Darby.
I will pay for it right now. I will give you 50 of my human dollars.
I will take those 50 human
We
dollars.
don't accept possum bucks.
Yeah, it's yep.
Okay, so your God Emperor.
I'm making sure that every TTRPG actual play is getting paid every cast. Is
Human
I don't care which multi-billion-dollar corporation I need to siphon funds from to do it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Amazon's good, but I personally. All of them.
There you go. Chick-fil-A, I'm sorry you're gone. Instead, we are paying every single TTRPG streamer of color, every single queer TTRPG streamer, every single TTRPG streamer, period. Every production team, everything.
Money.
You get paid.
You want a fog machine for your actual play? Take it.
Lasers? Yes.
Oh my God.
Your production values have now skyrocketed. Congratulations.
Okay.
You know, as many times as you've asked this question, I've never heard your answer.
Yeah, what's your answer?
Yeah, what's your answer, Noir?
I want this space, the TTRPG space, to be as unionized as possible. I want a writers union. I want a community manager union. I want a tech producers union. I want there to be firmly established expectations of the job and no fucking further. I want clear, established boundaries, and everybody else, their God Emperor thing got rid of something toxic. So
Please choose Walmart.
I was gonna say Walmart, but personally, I really, with my entire bones, I fucking hate this company. Blizzard.
Oh.
I want them gone.
Right?
I want them gone with every cell in my. I want Overwatch gone. I want World of Warcraft gone. I
Please
want
stop.
Warcraft gone.
You
I
are
want it all
startling me.
gone.
Riot got the biggest bullet dodge of the year when Activision just went, burn my HR documents. Because Riot, let's not forget that Riot's CEO, farted in people's faces. They had sexual harassment cases
Listen,
up the wazoo.
what?
And then Activision
you
just
can
comes
Google
out
it.
like,
You can
look
you
at
can
that
Google
HR
it.
document.
Any company that has employees that utilize a Cosby room should be nuked from the fucking planet.
Amen.
And the fact that they would rather take the fine of burning all those documents, which was $250,000 per little chunklet, that they would rather take that fine than let people see what was actually in those documents. I mean, they did some fuck shit, man. Even what we know, that there's something probably worse that is gone.
Yeah, I mean, and the place where my hate started was mad petty.
Tell me about it.
That makes sense.
Tell me about it.
Mercy was supposed to be a black dude. That's all I'm gonna say. Look at
Really?
They robbed us!
They robbed us. I need somebody to cosplay as. Anyway, that's where the hate started, and then it grew. But that's my answer to the God King question. I just feel like we're kind of used to people being taken advantage of, and I have been in meetings at different levels of working in this community where, the people that I interview are with this is a great stepping stone. It's tons of exposure. And I've done music, I've done comedy. And it's the same thing. You're not going to eat off of exposure. So I want exposure bucks removed by having a strong union that could step in the room and go, "Did you say exposure?" and just start punching the person.
Did you say volunteer
over
internship?
and over
Translate
and over
exposure into human bucks.
There we go.
I'd like that ratio, please.
Like the currency exchange.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to leave us with here is if you have anything you'd like to say to anybody, like this is open mic, just go nuts.
If y'all got questions, ask questions.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was
Do we
just
wanna
saying
open
that.
up the questions,
No, I was not doing
Start the
that.
protocol.
Nuts.
Are you activating somebody?
No.
No, I was just saying, like, if you wanted to let people know where to find you, or if you want to had something that you wanted to
Okay.
communicate. Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
because
Yeah, go
I
for it.
am the silly gumball who back-to-back paneled all the way across the convention. Don't do that. Look at your schedule first. I am Katiosaurus. What do I have? I have a YouTube. I have a Twitch. I'm a Twitch partner now. I have a little purple
Ooh,
check mark.
congrats!
They're cute.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but somebody said it was important. I also have a TikTok. TikTok : not even once. And I do a lot of stuff. So your best way to find all of the stuff that I do, you can either go to my Twitter, because that's sort of the instantaneous, like, I'm doing this thing tonight, or you can go to my website. It's katiosaurus.com. And lastly, I have a podcast. It's called Katie and Eric's Infinite Quest, an ADHD adventure. We talk about life with neurodivergency and depression and living life as neurodivergent adults. And sometimes we play D&D.
Woo!
And that's when we remember to edit the episode. And you said we could say anything to anybody. So hi, Chris, my lovely husband. I'm sorry you
Yeah.
couldn't come to Gen Con this year, but I love you so much and I miss you. That's it. That's what I said.
There's so many Chris's in and adjacent to the TTRPG
It's a lot. It's a
world.
very popular TTRPG name.
It is.
Unfortunately.
Many of the Christians
Is
with
your
that
Chris
name.
a CH or a K?
He's a CH.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm okay.
You are okay.
Is that
Just
good
okay.
or bad?
No,
Oh,
it
good,
is
good.
good.
Okay, positive?
Yeah, okay, positive.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Well, first, I'm gonna say that Bree is wonderful, and you should check them out on Twitter at Brito_ with 3 E's.
Yes.
We wish them very well. They were feeling a little under the weather and were not able to continue the panel. So I'm gonna be that person because you weren't.
I was saving it for the end.
No, they were next.
Oh, save the best for last.
That's Darby. Right now.
You still found a way to win.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lucia. You can find me literally everywhere because I have a very unique name, at Latia Jaquise, just about anywhere that I could create a username for a thing so nobody else would take it. But I also, primarily you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on the website that I was so excited to get finally up and never update, latiajaquise.com. And you can come back to this room tonight at 6 p.m. to watch me play D&D with the Rivals. Because we're going to be here and we're doing a live show and it's going to be really fun. And I probably am going to almost murder somebody like my character does.
Murder bird.
Murder bird. Murder bird.
Murder bird.
Thank you. What up?
Look over there.
Oh no, what's going on?
Distraction!
Oh my God.
Katie's gone.
What?
A natural,
Katie was no, I'm kidding.
a natural 20 on stealth.
Whoa.
Incredible.
But yeah, that's me and the things that I do. I'm also I'm working the Gen Con, so come to booth 2519 and see all the cool TTRPG stuff that we do. And then come maybe to game rooms 243 and 244 and say hi to me because I'm a busy bee. Don't question what I literally just did.
I have lots of questions.
Don't do it. The answer to them is I am disassociating from this conversation.
That is fair.
Wild. Unbelievable.
It's your turn.
It is my turn.
Your move.
Hello, I am Omnis. Omnis_X because apparently the Regular name has also been taken, so there's a little bit of
We on your ass, whoever you get.
yeah, we got it. So find me on Twitter that way. That is where I am learning to post more often because I was a recluse for those years that I mentioned that I was very hateful. And now that I'm not hateful, I like being on the internet more. You can also follow me on Twitch without the underscore, OmnisX. That's it, OMNIS, because, that's the word. Where I stream whatever comes to mind. I'm really liking horror games now. I don't know why. I am afraid of a lot of things.
Horror.
I also play a bunch of platformers. I just beat
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. Noir popped in on the stream one day and was like, how the hell are you doing this? And I'm just like, I don't know.
These games are so hard.
I like them. I like punishment.
A lot of questions answered.
But yeah, just follow me on the internet, follow me on Twitter. That's the big thing. So yeah.
Deep breath, Darby. Deep breath.
Wait,
Wait.
I forgot
Wait.
one thing.
Wait.
Keep an eye on my Twitter specifically because I may have just finished writing my own TTRPG. And once I actually sit down and play it and make sure it's all good to go, I'm gonna just put it on the internet.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it
Keep an eye
live.
out for me.
Deep breath, Darby. You got this.
Hello, hi, my name is Darby, otherwise known as Chaotic Darby on the internet. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter under that handle. Technically, you can also find me on TikTok, but I literally don't do anything on there. So, stuff and things. 3 T's of social media, I guess. I stream and do stuff. So yeah,
You're a community manager.
I am a community manager for Weave the Tale. You can find me on lots of places on the internet. I'm on Wednesdays. I'm with Girls Run These Worlds. We play D&D. I play a lot of D&D. I don't know if y'all can tell. I play like a lot of D&D. I cut down 12 games down to 7. So
Oh my God.
we're good. We're vibing. I'm living. But yeah. Besides that, hi Milan. I'm looking at you. That's my partner right there.
Ah.
You're cute. Also, Noir, I really would like for you to eat this nut. Nut.
Wait, whoa.
That is a terrible thing. That is a terrible chant. It's the worst chant
Why
in the
is
world.
this happening to me? Again?
I have a present for Noir. You should pass it along.
Oh my God.
Before I start bringing you to
We should
you,
probably do our outros before Noir is rendered incapable of
Yeah,
speech.
yeah. I'll hold on to them. I'll
Before
keep them
us.
safe.
Where's
brought
this
you a gift.
expectation that I'm going to eat this nut?
Can we? I need you to stop saying it. Stop saying it.
Hello, everybody. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Anita. You can find me everywhere at Anita or at Critical Misses, because Critical Misses is the Twitch channel, which you would normally find Morning Ritual. Thank you. Every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. And this is my lovely
Jack
partner.
face of all things, bro.
You know what? Do you want me to do your outro? Just nod if you want me to do the outro.
I'm good. Oh, fuck me, God.
Do it. Put it in. No, wait. Let him do his outro first.
Yeah. So,
so-
that's where you can find us.
Hooray.
Noir, you want to take it away?
Is this covered in the bomb?
It's covered in
No,
worse than
it's
the
covered
bomb.
in something worse than the bomb.
Can you please?
Ha-
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as TheNoirEnigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm the community manager for Evil Genius Games. We just finished up our Kickstarter for Everyday Heroes. Thank you all so much. We funded in 15 minutes. You can find me over at booth 2995. Come say hello. I'm doing the morning and evening recaps for Gen Con. So if you're at your hotel and you want to see what's been going on in Gen Con, if you go to their Twitch channel, I'll be on Gen Con
right
tonight, telling you about everything that's been going on. I just want to we have a little bit of time. I just wanted to say to everybody watching, new and old, thank you so much. In 1,000 years, I never thought that I'd ever be able to do a live panel, let alone do it twice. You you've all really enabled us to live our dreams. I'm up here with 3 of my friends from high school.
Who?
2. Oh my God, I'm so.
You are.
I'm scared of this nut. Okay. We know how this is.
Put it away.
I'm gonna be dumb. I'm
For
stupid.
viewers at home,
Oh,
this is
no.
a 13 million Scoville peanut.
No.
This comes from the tube of terror that you can
No.
buy on the Johnny Scoville
I don't even want to be
website.
around that.
I get to share the stage with 2 of my very good friends from high school that I started playing Dungeons and Dragons with, and I can't tell you what that means to me. Not from a prominent town or anything, and we figured it out.
We just 3 black kids. We
Yeah.
did the thing.
Making our way.
You know, and we didn't see this. So one of the things that's most important to me that morning ritual communicates is that it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're from.
What you did.
What
as
you
long as
did.
love you.
As long as you love me. I'm stalling because I do not want to do this.
Can we just end it?
We can. I mean, I can
We
always write
can,
that
but
on.
they came for a show.
Yeah, but you should pop that in your mouth and then we should go dark.
We'll do our sign off.
Get that reaction.
Only the live folks get it.
So thank you everybody so much for stopping in and talking with us. And thank you to our panelists. Thank you to Katie and Bree,
Yeah.
who had to duck out of here a little bit early. Y'all are incredible, and the fact that we get to do this at Gen Con live twice. Let's go for 3 years. Let's do it for 3.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for stopping by and hanging out, and thank you all on Twitch for watching. Shout out to the mods, shout out to the producers.
I'm in pain. I'm in
And
physical pain.
until next time, the ritual
The ritual has concluded.
Bye, everybody.